Hey, good evening, everyone. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you all. Thank you for traveling all of this way for this enormously happy occasion. So Zett and I have known each other for 15 years, half of our lives, and we haven't just known each other, we've been BFFs. For those of you who haven't heard the story about how we met, I'll embarrass Zett a little bit by telling it. My family and I had just moved to Florida from England, and I was in my first week of high school as a sophomore at St. Lucius. Sitting on the bleachers of our first gym class of the year, Zett approached me and struck up a conversation. After the exchange of names, Zett asked, "So where'd you move here from?" To which I replied, "England." Zett's response to that was, "Really? What language do they speak over there?" And that's where our friendship started. So since our friendship started in high school, I thought I'd dig through our old high school yearbooks in order to prepare for this speech. Zett, the sentiments you wrote to me in my yearbooks were, I'm sure, exactly the same as the ones I wrote to you. And I'm not just saying that because you used to copy my answers in chemistry class. What I mean is that I think we've always had a mutual understanding of our friendship, and we've always been true BFFs. So to quote one of your sophomore yearbook comments to me, and I quote, "As many acquaintances as I may have, I have very few true friends, and I can proudly call you my true friend. With all the losers, and there's a lot of them, in our school, it's great to have you by my side." Junior year, we grew closer as friends, shared more about our lives, and were basically inseparable. A funny and fitting quote from that yearbook was, "I know we'll meet our perfect men and live happily ever after," and in parentheses you wrote, "hopefully close by." Well, we got the happily ever after part right. Now we just have to work on living closer together. By the time senior year came and went, it was a certainty that we would be friends forever. We made plans to go our separate ways to college, but ultimately ended up being close enough to spend the holidays together. Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Easter, St. Patty's Day, we used any excuse to visit DC and Philly. In college, we made great new friends, friendships that are as strong today as they were back then. We shared in each other's great experiences and adventures and supported each other as we made our way into the real world. We were at each other's college graduations, but once we were out of college, the time between our visits together got longer and longer, although that never hurt our friendship. As many jobs as you had and as busy as your life was, you always made time to email or send a card or a package or deployed or just because. Finally, after essentially 10 years of living away from each other, we ended up living in the same building in DC for a few months. That too had to come to an end as I moved to Philly and you moved to Florida for the campaign of a lifetime, in more ways than one. And I think everyone here knows the story after that. I'm sure everyone in this room knows what a wonderfully caring, giving, loving, and dedicated person Zett is. It's evidenced by her journey through life and the people she has surrounded herself with. I often think of Zett and her personality much like we think about grandparents. Every single one of Zett's friends thinks they are her favorite. Bryan, you've hit the jackpot with Zett. She's the best friend anyone could ask for, and I know you'll both lead a life together filled with love, laughter, respect, and understanding. I hope that the next 50 years are as fun for you as the last 15 have been for me. We look forward to sharing the joys and memories to come. Zett, you have supported me in every major milestone of my life. You stood next to me on my wedding day, and I couldn't have been happier to stand next to you today. You're my one and only BFF. So please raise your glass and join me in a toast to Zett and Bryan.